Did Cadillac make the best large EV SUV? We're showcasing the 2025 Cadillac Escalade IQ in black cherry tri-coat, 460-mile range, quick charging times. It's larger and wider, but is this going to be the best variant? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm going to touch bases on some pros and cons, compare this against the competition, and throw in a problem that I have with the new Escalade IQ later on in the drive part of the review. This is the Sport 2 trim. So this is the top of the line. You're talking around 150 grand MSRP. The front is going to have LED headlights and daytime runnings with the long vertical light, Cadillac badging on the side, and the whole grille will light up. Going to the 2 gets the chronography lighting, the cornering lighting for LED. The lower is going to have the glossy black front and rear parking sensors and a 360-degree reverse camera. I'm 6'3". Look how beefy this vehicle is. Going against some competition, BMW doesn't have a variant really in this segment. You could go to the iX, it's going to have a lot of power. This is nearly 5 tons of a vehicle, and you're getting a 0 to 60 around 5 seconds. That itself is impressive for the length and the width of this. With 750 horsepower, 785 pound-feet of torque, that is crazy. Magnetic ride control on its 4th generation, 460 miles, which is the best in class. Mercedes, Range Rover, nothing has something to this level. And another twist, 24-inch wheels, all-wheel drive, 100 miles in 10 minutes with a 350-volt charge. I mean, I'm starting to like the numbers. 36.5 miles in an hour is available for 19.2 kilowatt, in about an hour with a standard 11.5 kilowatt. Cadillac badging with the LED turn signals that's integrated on the corner panel. You get the running boards, and when you're going Cadillac, you're wanting it to be like a Maybach. And that's what they're doing, because now you can open the doors. They open only to there though. But when you get inside, even if it's all the way open, you can simply push the control in the center and it will close for you without you doing anything at all to the door. It takes a few seconds for my son to do it. There it is. Soft closed doors, you wouldn't expect anything else. Check out arrival mode on the Cadillac Escalade. The rear wheels will turn the same direction as the front. And for all those that like to do things that are adventurous, you could tow with this. 8,000 pounds of towing. So now when you're thinking, I gotta go to a gas variant, you got quick charging times, the best range in class, towing capabilities in full luxury because it's Cadillac. The rear, vertical, slim LED taillights. The lower bumper gets the glossy black. Front and rear parking sensors, a 360-degree reverse camera, plus a digital rear view mirror, which Mercedes, BMW, Audi, they don't have anything like that. And when you're looking at BMW and Audi, they don't really have something comparable to this. Yes, performance will be there, luxury will be there, but for the whole family to sit 7 occupants comfortably, and you'll still have power. I mean, 5 seconds or a little under 0 to 60, that is freaking crazy. Maybach would be comparable to this. We have a few reviews on them, which we compared it against the gas variant versus the EV variant. Super quick, but not to the same level of interior space as this. Going against Range Rover, they do an excellent job with touch to feel, but again, when I'm looking for the range and quick charging, this is gonna tick the box. Power trunk lid, by just touching the badge. 23.6 cubic feet of storage. Now, it will sit up higher, but that's to be expected. You know what you're buying, a large vehicle. You get a home plug, LED interior lights. Underneath the floor gets a little bit of storage. Split fold, the second row, you gotta hold the buttons at a 60-40 split. That's going to increase cargo to 69.1 cubic feet. Push these twice, and eventually, it will fold down those captain seats to 119.1 cubic feet of storage. The key fob to the Escalade IQ. Nuvolux seats, 16-way power seat adjustment, heated, ventilated massage memory for the driver and passenger, perforated. And the headrest still keeps the speakers inside. And check this out. You can automatically close the doors by the screen in the lower. Soft closed doors. And the passenger now receives a lot of technology with this 55-inch diagonal touch screen. You can watch the YouTube car review here. Hulu, YouTube Kids, and the HDMI, so you can literally do anything, even surf the web with 5G capabilities. 36 speakers through EKG, or 40 if you get the executive package, which will add more entertainment to the rear, which we'll go over. Google Play, Google Assist, Google Maps, Amazon Alexa, and look how seamless it is. Put it into reverse. We get a 360-degree reverse camera, full trajectory for the front and the rear. You can change different camera layouts, and you can also line it up for the hitch. And if you use your indicators while you're driving, check this out. It shows you on the screen. So look how much safety you have. I like how they have a little shelf here, so it does make it a little bit easier, especially if you are trying to operate the navigation, because it is kind of far from the driver, a little bit more so towards the passenger. The lower screen is basically all of your configuration for your lighting, for your heads-up display, for your night vision, to open and close the doors, and even for your parking, for the cameras, and for the assistant parking. For the climate control, we have a total of 5-zone climate control, and you can operate all 3 zones here. And you can click onto here for your massage seat functionality, ventilated heated front seats with the heated leather wrap steering wheel with a full pass-through, and you get the Cadillac badging. Wireless charging pad for the driver as well for the passenger, and you have your quick tabs right here to make it a little bit easier whenever you are going into the navigation. This is pushed back, but it is soft. It opens up into a pretty deep storage pocket, 2 USB-C ports, HDMI, 12 volt, an area for pins. They pretty much take care of you all around. The con that I have though is the way the screen is configured. It actually feels a little bit more passenger driven than driver driven because of the way they just alter everything. I mean, let me know your thoughts on that. The gauge cluster can go through an array of different content for the driver, except we no longer have that touchpad here on the side. You now have to do everything through your controls through the multi-function steering wheel. And if you put the maps, I mean, it does make it look really luxurious. And you also have night vision, but kind of wish it would cover up a little bit more of the screen. Super Cruise Control is standard. The steering wheel design, you'll have the touch buttons, and you can move these. These also you can function by pushing them inwards with the regenerative braking. AKG is going to surround the 2 areas for the ends of the screen as well as the front. The heads-up display, more of a flat dashboard layout. Auto-dimming rear view mirror with a digital LED interior lights with 126 different colors for the ambient lighting. Interior camera, now the panel, it is stationed. You cannot adjust it, so that's definitely a con. You get the suede inserts for the headliner. Headroom is going to be more than enough. The same thing with leg space, door panel and dash configuring together nicely. Lift up to open up, and you'll have that wood inlays with the pattern. It's going to be soft to touch where it needs to be. AKG speaker in the door, as well as a long storage pocket. For the back seat, this is the opening that you have. Well, it didn't want me to open. Try it again. It is an automatic open, so maybe just let it open like that first. That's the opening that you have to fit 2 more with the captain seat configuration. Now you can get the entertainment, which will have a center cluster, a pass-through, wireless charging pad. You'll still have the command center here, and you have TVs here with a tray that comes out for your laptops. Door panel is going to have the same segment that's found in the front. I do like the stitch work, and just the touch to feel is really nice. The lower area, I like that they just keep it simplified because it's easier to clean, and basically the same size storage, but no grab handle here, only a grab handle here. So it does make it a little bit less easy to get inside, but once you're inside, just simply push your finger, swipe it, and it's going to close the door for you. AKG up top, the LED interior lights, leg space is more than enough, and you get storage behind both of the front seats. Cadillac badging, open this up for some more cup holders here. Home plug down here with 2 USB-C ports. Now this area here, I feel like they have kind of went off a touch because they made it so classy in the front, and yet the way this configuration is, I feel like it's a little bit inexpensive for the pricing. And for the 3rd row, you have to operate everything through the 2nd row because they don't have any command center there. Only center is going to be here and in the front. Heated rear seats, you can get up to 14-way power seat adjustment here with massage seats also. This slides up, which I wouldn't recommend that, and you can slide it back all the way, as well as reclining it, so that way you can really enjoy the Cadillac. For the 3rd row, pull this, pull it again, and now you have your entrance to go for 3 more in the back. USB-C port, cup holders, and you get a little soft to touch area for your elbows with air vents for each passenger in the back. That's your leg space that you have. Headroom, more than enough. They're coming out with an L variant. It's going to have over an inch more for legroom in the vehicle. So if you need more space, you can go that route. I think this is going to really tick the box for everybody, unless the seats are back, and then there's no way I could sit into the middle or the side of the third row. 750 horsepower with 785 pound-feet of torque. That reaches 60 around 5 or under 5 seconds, which is really impressive because this is right around 10,000 pounds. So when you put all of that into play, you're getting a huge vehicle that has maneuverability capabilities. Now there is a little feature on the steering wheel that has V. We're going to push it, and now we're going to show you that 0 to 60. It literally just takes off. It does kind of weave though, and it's not really windy outside. It's an all-wheel drive, but with around 7 inches of clearance, I mean, it lifts up. It feels like we're going into outer space. And it has that electric sound that comes into play, kind of like it. 24-inch wheels. We're going to take the V off, so this is just regular driving. Don't really feel any imperfections. Magnetic Ride Control 4, which is the 4th generation, so it sums up what it is. It's the latest technology. The seats are comfortable. It's a pretty thick cushion in the front and second row. The third row is a little bit less, but that's usually to be expected. Heated, ventilated, massage seats. I would go this trim if I'm going all out, especially for an EV. It's going to take me to some pros and cons. Starting off with the pros, you heard a ton of them, but they continue to come into play. With the 360-degree reverse camera, use your indicators and it will show you the cameras on the side view mirrors, so that way you're not curved these 24-inch wheels. I like that. It does feel wide and it does feel a lot longer. So that can be a con, but in the interior, everybody's going to appreciate the room that you have. You have a driver wireless charging pad and a passenger wireless charging pad. The 55-inch screen, I like what they've done. The AKG on the side, I kind of wish that they would have made the screen just go completely to the end and left that touch screen on the side. And then on the other con, for the gauge cluster, it's kind of tilted more towards the passenger. And on the passenger side, it's more tilted towards the driver because of the way they have configured the screen. If this was maybe more flat and flush, I think it would be awesome, because then the visibility would be a lot more easier to use for the driver and passenger, as well as the navigation, because the center screen is more centered to the passenger side than it is on the driver's side. Now, the plus is you do have a rotary knob and you have the touchpad here that you can configure everything, because it's a long touch forward, even though you have an area that you can rest your palms. And we're ready to take off. It's funny quick, because it just throws you back so much because of how heavy the vehicle is and how much torque is underneath this vehicle. It is motivated. Going back to some cons, you still have the same functionality for the second row, where you have to pull the lever twice in order to get into the third row. Now, you do have kind of an alley because it's captain seats, but who's gonna do that? You also have to use the center touchpad in the second row for the third row, because there isn't any switches for the third row. And for the sun visors, you don't get LED lights for the mirrors. There's just some areas that Cadillac needs to clean up, and then it would literally be the best vehicle in class. And that's what I continue to tell my son and other colleagues. The night vision, it's good, but it doesn't cover up the whole screen. The Super Cruise Control, I can't even use it. I'm on US 19. If you're familiar with Florida, this is a major road, and it's classifying it as a road that is not in the system. Now, obviously, maybe when we go through the PDI, it will get better. But in the same category, I've driven multiple vehicles in or around this area, and none of them have ever been able to use it. Plus, you only get 3 years of service. That's included in the price that you pay, and then you have to pay a premium per year in order to have it active. It sure is quiet though. And I mean, this is a solid box. We have driven the Hummer EV, and I thought that was amazing because it literally pushes you back the same as this, but this gives you third row capabilities. You're not gonna have as much towing capabilities as that, and that actually is gonna be faster. But you would wanna come here because your range is gonna be near double. Now going back to the competition, BMW, the iX, awesome vehicle. We have a ton of reviews. We even compared it against the X7 or the X5M competition just to show you the performance between the two. But that's really what it is. It's more of a performance vehicle. It has luxury encased in it, but not to the level of this, to have third row capabilities, to have 8,000 pounds of towing, and you still have quick speeds with quicker charging times and more range. Going to Mercedes, the Maybach, it's a smaller vehicle. We have some reviews on that. I think the technology is a little bit better there than here with like opening the doors and closing the doors, because we've had some complications throughout the review on that. But overall, this yet again will take the cake because of what you're getting as a total package. You get more seating, more range, and more capabilities. Audi, they don't really have anything that will compete with this. They're gonna be smaller variants. So as you keep going and looking for other options, the only thing that's left is Range Rover, which makes an excellent vehicle. But look at this. This is your turn radius. 2 lanes. Let's rock and roll. And that's not only because you have the rear steering, but you also have the rival mode. The fact that you don't feel anything with these 24-inch wheels and the way this vehicle is with the weight, that itself is more than impressive and giving me the reason why I would tick the box and buy this vehicle over any of the competition. And the fact is, there isn't really any competition compared to this. But let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, membership, live stream, in TikTok and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank Coast Cadillac in Port Richey for giving us this 2025 Cadillac Escalade IQ Sport 2 for our car review. It's a sentence.